Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to see how you can use Shodan to find sensitive data. Sensitive data exposure can be directory listing, in which you may find that any server is just giving a directory which contains some of the useful information or some of the backup files or some of the zip files of the source code. Sensitive data exposure also includes usernames and passwords which are being saved into logs, or any files which are being exposed to the public which should not have been exposed. Sensitive data exposure also includes internal endpoints, which leads to connecting to the internal network or the internal portals or infrastructure from a WAN network if those particular endpoints are exposed to the public network. There are also private IPs which are generally disclosed, which is considered as dangerous and unsafe practice. Sensitive data exposure also includes a source code disclosure, wherein you can just see the source code of how an application is being developed and it can get leaked. If you also manage to find some API keys or any type of secret key, that can be either AWS keys, SSH keys, SMTP keys, Google Map API keys, or any API key for any particular software, it is also considered as sensitive data exposure. So it is the practical time, and let's see how can we utilize Shodan to find sensitive data exposure. So as you can see onto the application, on Shodan, I'm going to search for ORG India. This is a particular search filter which will give me the results based on the organization which are situated in India. As you can see, I have got 2233 results. From this results, I can choose any particular target. So I have chosen this particular target, which has the IP address 35.154.235.240. As you can see, it is running on a EC2 instance, which can be easily read from here. Asia Pacific South 1 compute.amazonaws.com. Now, as you can see, this particular server is of an Indian server. If I just will click on the raw button, you can see the raw data, wherein you can see the ASN of that particular IP address, and you can see the details of what this Shodan crawler has saved into its database. As you can see, the HTTP title is woman clothing by designer ethnic wear. So maybe the website is of a woman clothing. All right. So I will just click on the port 80, and you can see we are redirected to an application, and the application name is speech mode, which is basically woman clothing application. On the right hand side, I can see a search button wherein I can just type something. Let's say we type show me sensitive data exposure and hit enter. As the application has not been properly configured, it is going to give an error. As you can see, there is a connection error at search. This may vary for you for each application. This is one of the test case wherein the application has not been properly configured and is failing to establish a connection with the database. So it is going to give you errors. So we have just got an error over here, and let's verify if we get to know something sensitive out of these errors. Generally, reading stack trace errors is considered a good practice, because sometimes very useful information gets disclosed over there. So let us see over here. Here are the cookies. Here is the meta tags, wherein there are some CSRF tokens over here. The query which we can see, the search query that we performed. If we scroll down, then you can see over here we are able to see the base directory /home/sunny/virtual environment/peachm. So we are able to see the directory of the user which has been hosted this application. if you see over here, then we can also see there is Django Redis cache, and the application is hosted on the local host and the port number is 6379. So we are able to see some of the information from there. We are also able to see the authentication backends. They are using Facebook OAuth, Google OAuth, Twitter OAuth for logging into the application. If you see over here, we are again able to see the directories where the application is being hosted. If we scroll down here, you can see one more IP address of the database which has been exposed. If you see over here, the user is being shown over here. The API PHDB as can be seen over here. The password is shown over here, but it is starred, because of which we are not able to see that. You can see the engine is this particular engine, django.db.backends.postgresql_psy_cop_g2. The host IP address, the name, again the password. You can again see over here, this was speech mdb, this is a readdb SQLite DB. As you can see, the storage path where the SQLite database has been saved into that particular computer. We can also see the readdb, the host, as we can see over here, this is hosted on Amazon AWS. So here we are able to know a lot of information of the internal structure, how it is working, and we are able to get the version numbers as well as the IP addresses, which port it is working, the name of the database, the name of the directories where the application is hosted. So we are able to just fingerprint a lot of information about that particular target from the stack trace errors. We can also see the middleware applications which has been running over there. So you can see the PayPal merchant ID is also given. The Octopus list ID is also given over here. So this is it for this video. I hope you guys understood how you can utilize stack trace errors to identify information about those targets which may be giving something useful, and you can fingerprint that and later on use that for attack as well. You can also report this information to the particular target, as this may also be considered as a medium level vulnerability in some test cases. Thank you.